guys, welcome back to my channel. Or if it's your first time here, hi, my name is Dana. I upload new videos at least once a week, but this week before Christmas has been a little crazy because I had so many teas I wanted to try and share with you guys before the holidays here. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to subscribe to my channel so you can stay on top of all of my new videos. And if you're new to the tea journey, I recently wrote an ebook that might help you. It's called The Basics of Tea, and I just kind of meant for it to be like a beginner's guide to tea so that you can start your tea journey and start like tasting teas and going into tea shops with confidence. Well, I'll leave that link below if you're interested, but today I have one final Christmas tea to review. It's called Sugar Plum Black Tea from Plum Deluxe. Before we do anything else, we will get our tea steeping. This tea looks so interesting. I've never tried a sugar plum tea. I've never tried a sugar plum. I don't even really know what sugar plums are, except for that they're in the Nutcracker, the Sugar Plum Fairies, and that they're really cute and that they're Christmassy. So this should be interesting. All right, now let's set this to the side and give it some time to steep and we can check out that loose tea and those ingredients. Guys, look at this sweater. It says on the tag, ugly Christmas sweater, but I have never seen a cuter Christmas sweater. When I first met my husband, he had a pug named Britney Spears, so we called her Brittany or Britaloo, and this looks exactly like her. She was so cute. Gerald and I both had dogs when we first met, and unfortunately we've lost them since, so maybe by next Christmas we'll have a new dog in our life. Keep your fingers crossed. But Plum Deluxe is a really cool brand. I'm an ambassador for them, so every time you guys click my Plum Deluxe links and buy tea through them, I get some commission to spend on new tea. So I was able to buy this tea because of you guys, and I really appreciate that. They're called Plum Deluxe, and I believe this is their only plum tea. I tried a plum tea a long time ago from like a small tea shop that I found on vacation in Florida once, and it was like cinnamon plum black tea, and it was really spicy and delicious. So that's the only tea I've ever tried with plum in it, and I'm hoping that this one will be similar to that because I really loved it. But Plum Deluxe needs to have a plum tea, so I figured I had to try this one because, so here's what it says. It says sugar plum black tea, sip for inspiration and great ideas. Every ingredient in this tea is organic, and the ingredients are green rooibos, black tea, lemon peel, cardamom, plum extract, strawberry essence, love and gratitude. And it does have caffeine from that black tea, but I'd imagine not too much because there's a lot of rooibos as well. It's actually more rooibos than black tea. And it's green rooibos, so it hasn't been like fully oxidized like red rooibos that we typically see. So it is gonna have a little more of a like green vegetal kind of flavor. And it smells actually really good. Wow, it smells really good. I definitely smell like that plum and that strawberry, but also the cardamom. Plum Deluxe uses cardamom that's in like powdered form. So as you can see, a lot of it is built up here on the bottom. So I might scoop a little bit into my infuser just to make sure I have a good amount of cardamom because that's one of my favorite ingredients in a tea. Just add in a little bit. The smell of cardamom brings me to Epcot in the Norway Pavilion in Disney World. They have Norwegian school bread, and it's this like bun with coconut and custard, and it's like filled with custard, but the bread is super like cardamom-y and just like comforting and delicious. So that smell, the way it smells in this, how strong the cardamom is coming through, really just reminds me of that. And makes me wish I was in Disney World for the holidays again. Since I've never had a sugar plum in real life, and I don't even know really what they are, is it just a candied plum? Since I've never had that, like I don't really have anything to base it off of, and I've only ever tried like one other plum tea ever in my life. So I'm just really hoping that this tastes like Christmassy and festive because this is my last new tea to try before Christmas. But here's how it looks in the spoon. You can see all of those green rooibos. You can see some of the black tea, all kinds of good stuff. If we dump it out, yeah, a lot of green rooibos. So besides the rooibos and the black tea, all we're gonna be able to see is the lemon peel and the cardamom. And since we know the cardamom is powdered, we've already seen that. So I've got to assume that these like chunky bits here are the lemon peel, even though they're kind of small and they don't look particularly lemony. But it smells good. This is how it looks. Yeah, so there's not much to see because it's flavored with the plum extract and the strawberry essence. But I do smell those things. Let's go on Plum Deluxe's website and see what information we can find out about this. There's always longer descriptions on the websites, especially like for Plum Deluxe, because they just put one little line, like sip for inspiration and great ideas. Like they have only one line to give us on here. On the website it says sugar plum, plum, strawberry, cardamom, like this. And I'd say it looks similar in the picture to what I see in person. Also, there's no actual sugar in this. If this was a David's tea, it would definitely have sugar crystals because it's like sugar plum. So I'm curious if this is gonna taste sweet, maybe from the rooibos, but we'll see. It says, you've been asking us for a plum tea and we just haven't been able to make one to our high standards until now. Our sugar plum tea has created a fun, fragrant, and delicious plum tea blend that you're going to love. A twist on a classic sugar plum spice tea, we pair green rooibos and black tea with plum and strawberry extract with a sprinkle of cardamom and lemon peel. It's a creative combination that really splashes your palate with fruit and a hint of spice. That sounds so good to me. I'm not a huge fan of fruit teas, but I find when they're combined with spice, I'm a little more open-minded to them because I love spiced teas and I love cardamom, so I can imagine that I'm gonna like this. Suggested uses. We like this blend without any additions. The playfulness of the flavors is enough to inspire creativity and delight your palate. And the tea maker's notes say, believe it or not, this is the only tea we sell with plums in it. That's so interesting. I wonder how they got the name Plum Deluxe. You know what else though? I am curious what a sugar plum is. So I'm gonna look up that. What are sugar plums? A small round candy of flavored boiled sugar. Okay, so it's not an actual plum. Oh, here's a sugar plum recipe from Food Network. They don't look great, I'm not gonna lie to you. So it looks like there's a video, but here's like a little picture of like a little mountain of sugar plums. Oh, okay, so it does have dried plums. This particular recipe has slivered almonds, dried plums, dried apricot, dried figs, powdered sugar, anise seeds, fennel seeds, caraway seeds, cardamom, and honey and sugar. So it looks like it's kind of like a ball of dried fruits, sweetened. But then when I look at Wikipedia, it says that it's just a piece of hard candy. So it doesn't always mean plum in the sense of the fruit of the same name, but commonly refers to small size and spherical or oval shape. Traditional sugar plums often contain no fruit, but instead were hardened sugar balls. They often surrounded a seed, nut, or spice. That's interesting. Ooh, even National Geographic has says, what are sugar plums anyway? This one's kind of sassy, this article. What they're not, annoyingly enough, is sugar-coated plums. Okay, so they're not sugar-coated plums. They're some type of candy. Sometimes they're just candy. Sometimes there are dried fruits involved. Looks like it's kind of safe to say that we're all pretty like vague on what a sugar plum actually is. But in the case of this tea, Andy from Plum Deluxe, the tea master, made it clear that this is a plum tea because Plum Deluxe needs to have a plum tea. So I'm treating this as a holiday tea, but I think, if I'm not wrong, that they do have this tea year-round. But when I think of sugar plum, I think of the Nutcracker and the Sugar Plum Fairies. Oh my gosh. And I think of, in the Night Before Christmas book, visions of sugar plums danced in their head. Those are the two things I think of sugar plums with. I never think of them any other time of year. Even like during the fall and like summer months where I'm eating plums, I never really think of like sugar plums. So for my intents and purposes, I am going to treat this as a winter Christmas tea. I almost wish that this was a caffeine-free tea. Like if it was just the green rooibos and all the flavors, I feel like that would be really good because then you could literally drink it on the night before Christmas. All right, so let's remove the infuser. Check out that beautiful color. It still smells really good. I smell the strawberry a little more, I feel like. Like I smell the fruity notes a little bit more in like the steeped tea. But let's just go ahead and give it a taste. The cardamom is so strong. Oh, it's good. This is good. Okay, I love this. The plum and the cardamom together are so good. Wow, it tastes like there's more spices than just the cardamom. This is really good. Oh my God, I love this. Okay, I don't taste the black tea, which I don't mind because like I said, I wouldn't mind if there wasn't even black tea in this, but it tastes like what I'd imagine a sugar plum to be. The cardamom is so strong and I love that. I feel like it really takes guts to have a company called Plum Deluxe and not have a plum tea for so long and to have people keep asking like, where's your plum tea? But it really does feel like they waited till they had the perfect blend. And it's Christmassy without being sugary. Like I know I talked in my last video, that gingerbread chai, about how like I feel like it should have been a little more decadent and maybe have some sugar or something in it. And I was kind of expecting this to be that way because it's called like sugar plum, but there's no sugar in it. But I wouldn't change anything actually. The cardamom and the fruit flavors together, like the fruit is subtle. Like I'm not like this is a fruity tea, you know, because it has the cardamom to balance it out. And it really just tastes how I hoped a sugar plum would taste. Everything complements each other. Like even there's lemon peel and it doesn't taste like lemon though. That teensy kick of citrus just brightens it. It doesn't add like lemon vibes, you know? It's really good and it's really Christmassy without being like decadent and like sweet and over the top. This is like a clean tasting tea, so that's what I personally like. But it somehow is Christmassy as well, and maybe it's because of the cardamom and the plum combination. I'm trying to think like if I drank this at a different time of year, would I see it as Christmassy? Maybe not, but oh, I'm glad I'm ending off my like Christmas teas with this. I think this might be one of my favorite Christmas teas that I tried this year. I really just gotta like hats off to Andy for making an awesome sugar plum tea to represent Plum Deluxe and to be festive for the holidays. This is awesome. I do still sort of wish it didn't have the black tea, it didn't have the caffeine, because like I don't really taste the black tea to begin with. But also like, I do want to watch Christmas movies and drink this. Like sometimes I find things like hot chocolate and stuff to be too sweet for me. So like at night, I'm like, oh, I don't really want like that much sugar. So I end up drinking like a peppermint tea or something to be festive. But if this didn't have the caffeine, I would totally drink this like while watching a Christmas movie at night. So honestly, this is such a success. I love this tea. That cardamom is so strong and wonderful, and it really does remind me of the Norwegian school bread from the Norway Pavilion in Epcot. I could definitely picture myself drinking through this in the next couple of days as we get closer and closer to Christmas, and maybe even on Christmas morning. I finished it off, it's so good. Alright guys, so that wraps up my last video before Christmas. I hope you guys are having literally the best holiday season. Let me know how it's going so far. Are you so excited for Christmas Day? For me, like it's kind of a weird year for me, but also it's our first year being married for Christmas for me and Gerald, but we do have a lot going on family-wise. So it is a bit of a weird year, but I am looking forward to soaking up as much holiday spirit as I can and just enjoying the small moments as much as possible. So let me know, are you guys looking forward to Christmas? What are you most excited about for Christmas Day? I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season and a beautiful day, and I will see you after Christmas. Thanks for watching.